Hi, my name is Tricia. I'm here to show you one of our yoga tips from Unplug and Be Mindful Yoga Studio. Today we are going to be working on Tadasana, which is mountain pose. Tadasana is, the idea is simply standing up, but when done with proper alignment, Tadasana can be a real challenging posture. So let's start by standing up and bringing our feet about hip width apart. And just look down and check out which direction your feet go into. If you tend to draw your big toes in or your big toes out. And we want to try to bring those second toes forward. And soften your knees. You want to make sure that you're not locking out your knees. And then just without looking at your feet, chin parallel to the earth, notice how you stand, how you feel. Do you favor the front of your feet or the back of your feet? Do you fall in? Do you fall out? We're going to soften those knees and try to press through all four corners of both feet. Lift your toes, press down through your feet with soft knees, and then just lay your toes down. So those toes are just there for balance as you shift. All right, now with those knees nice and soft, and you might even need to bend them a little bit, we're going to point our tailbone down to the earth. So for some of us, our tailbone naturally sways back, and we'll feel that when we relax, we get a little gentle pressure there in that lumbar spine. And for some people, your tailbone comes forward, and you might feel that you have this pressure here. So what we want to do is we want to point that tailbone down. So if you're having trouble adjusting the tailbone down, bend the knees, point your tailbone down, then squeeze your belly button to your spine to hold your pelvis in that position. All right, so once we have that, our knees are still soft. You take that strength of your core and press it down through all four corners of both feet and lay those toes down. Perfect. Let's take those hands and we're going to place those hands right at those lower ribs, those floating ribs. And notice if your ribs come out a little bit. Mine tend to flare out a little bit. Then I want you to take those lower ribs and I want you to point them down. So now we have our lower floating ribs pointing down, and you'll feel these upper abdominal muscles working to hold that lower part of your rib cage down. Your tailbone's pointing down, and your lower abdominal muscles are working to hold that tailbone down. Your knees are soft. Take that strength that you've just built here, press it down through all four corners of the feet, and lay the toes down. Take a breath. Let it go. All right, let's take those shoulders. Reach the shoulders up towards those ears, just so you can spring the shoulders back and then slide them down the back. Now, as you do that, as you adjust those shoulders, check that you didn't just release all of that work, that those lower ribs didn't just flare out and that you didn't release the tailbone. So shoulder blades down the back, lower ribs are down, tailbone is down, knees are soft, pressing into the earth. Now keep your chin parallel to the earth. And I want you to visualize that you have a marionette puppet string at the crown of your head, and someone is pulling that puppet string, so you're finding length in the spine, space between each and every vertebrae of the spine. Shine your palms forward, and that allows you to keep those shoulders back and down. The core is strong, the crown is reaching. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Now close your eyes if it's comfortable to do so, and feel the pose. Get a little muscle memory going in there. Feel the length of your spine. Feel the position of the chin parallel to the earth. Feel the space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel that engagement of the upper abdominal muscles, the engagement of the lower abdominal muscles, the position of the tailbone and how that affects the hips, the knees, the strength in the legs as you press down through all four corners of the feet and lay those toes on the earth. Take a nice big breath, expand and fill, and let it go. Now open your eyes for a moment, and we're going to lift these arms out without shrugging our shoulders. Oh, that's me. Sorry.
It's so funny. You get the same ring, so I thought it was me.
I swear my sister always calls. Not that it's her fault.
My ringer was on, so.
Not now. All right.
So see if you can remember where you're at. Yeah.
Okay. So our shoulder blades, so we just took a nice deep breath. Let it go. Now we're going to work on lifting our arms without shrugging our shoulders. So feel the pose as you move. Feel your shoulders and how they respond to the movement. We're going to reach those arms out, lift the arms up. When you get to the point where the shoulders start to shrug up, I want you to bend the arms. Press the shoulder blades down the back and reach those arms up. So your elbows can be bent. As you lift the arms up, you may also notice that that lower rib cage wants to lift up. So remember, point those lower ribs down. Keep that engagement. You're lifting the heart. The shoulder blades are down the back. Good. And just check into all of those points. The tailbone. Good. And now we'll release those arms down. Now this time we're going to try it again, but create a stretch. So as you reach those arms out, you can either just lift the arms up and you don't feel much, or you can reach out into the space and create that space and that stretch in the shoulders for the lift of the arms. So reach those arms out, stretch for the wall, stretch up to the sky. Remember to bend those elbows when you feel the shoulders wanting to shrug. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Engage the core, reach up to the sky. Take a big breath, fill up, let it go. Breathe those arms back down. Hands are going to come Anjali Mudra, prayer position. And that is Tadasana. Thank you. Namaste.